Well, it's October here and it's feeling a lot like summer. It was about 80 degrees the other day and it's beautiful out again today. All right, let's jump right in. We're going to go through the Beacon appraisal report that just came out a couple days ago, and then we're going to talk about rates and inflation and all that's playing into the market. First chart we'll pull up is our Bend median home price. So we've got it at $714,000 for the month of September. If you look back to September of last year, it was at $750,000. This is about a 4.8% decrease in the median home price in that year-over-year span. We're also going to take a look at Redmond as we roll through these charts. So we'll pull up Redmond's median home price, which is sort of flattened out from August to September. And then again, looking back to their September, it was about 506. So no huge significant change there. All right, the next chart we're going to pull up is the number of sales, and we'll start with Bend again. So we had 148 in the month of September, according to the Beacon report. You can see this is sort of flatlined since June. And looking back of September of last year, there was about 135. So if we look year over year, so far this year compared to the same time last year, the number of sales in Bend is down about 2%, a little bit more than 2%. All right, now we'll jump over to Redmond, take a look at their number of sales. They recorded 60 in the month of September compared to 54 that they had last September. And the last Beacon chart I'm going to pull up is the months of supply. I wanted to point this one out this month because if you take a look, it went down a little bit in September to 3.5 months of inventory, but this is the highest level of inventory that we've had in Bend for 10 years. So there's quite a few more homes on the market than we've had for a long time, and as these sales have slowed down, it has allowed the inventory to tick up. Let's switch over and look at Redmond's chart. Exact same number there, 3.5 months of inventory. Again, significantly higher than what we've seen for a very, very long time across Central Oregon. All right, let's talk about mortgage rates next. So they've actually gone up a little bit since the Federal Reserve adjusted the federal funds rate in September. And real quick, it's important to remember that when the Federal Reserve adjusts that rate, it's not directly connected to mortgage rates. The Fed rate is a tool that's used to control inflation and manipulate the growth of the economy. So you can't just assume that when that rate goes down that immediately mortgage rates are going to drop. It's not how it works. Right now, a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is sitting at about 6%, 6.25%. Depends on a lot of different factors. And there's a lot of projection that this is going to continue to go down. But it's really hard to say for sure because inflation is still sticking around a little bit more than we thought that it would. And we just received a positive jobs rate. And as the economy is performing well, then there is no motivation for the Fed to use that tool to adjust rates down. So there's a lot of speculation of how the rest of this year will play out and if the Fed will actually lower the rate again in November and how we go into how we wrap up 2024 and move into 2025. I've heard anything from we'll stay right around 6% to other analysts thinking that maybe it'll go down into the 5%. So there's a lot of hope that mortgage rates are going to come down and that this will free up the market and make it easier and more affordable for people to purchase homes. But there's a few things that could happen if rates really come down to a lower number. First of all, there's likely to be more inventory on the market. Sellers will put their home on the market that's been kind of locked into a really low rate that they didn't want to lose, but if rates become more affordable, then it incentivizes them to list their home. So then you have more homes come on the market. But if buyers are feeling really confident, then it picks up their buyer demand, which could cause bidding wars, which could cause prices to rise up. I think that that's probably a stretch and unlikely. I think what is more likely is if those rates drop significantly, you do see more sellers put their home on the market. It does bring a lot of buyers off the sideline, but you have to remember cost of living is really expensive and has increased significantly over the last handful of years, from taxes to insurance to just simple necessities that we need. So this could cause the buyer activity to pick up and not be as frantic that it would cause multiple offers. So then you have more homes that are on the market, simple supply and demand, and maybe it causes prices to soften. Of course, it's all speculation. I love diving into the data and I read a ton of articles about this. And these are just kind of different scenarios that I see as a regular basis of thought process. As always, thank you for dropping in to watch this month's newsletter. I'll see you next time.